Yes, ma'am.
Have a shot. Oh, Rick.
Recording.
And now call the regularly scheduled meeting for the Natrona County Board of County Commissioners for Tuesday, December 7th, 2017 to order. Madam Clerk, may I have roll call, please?
Commissioner Hendry?
Here.
Commissioner Kaufman?
Here.
Commissioner Milne?
Here.
Commissioner North?
Here.
Chairman Bertolio?
Here. Would you please stand and join me in Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are these lights supposed to be on?
Yeah, they're not on.
Do we need to have these lights on, or?
Yeah, just flip them up.
There, thank you.
Now you can see.
The chair to entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second that.
Moved by Commissioner Hendry, second by Commissioner North to approve the consent agenda. Any questions or comments on any items? There being none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Moving on to contracts, agreements, and resolutions. The chair to entertain a motion to remove from the table the grooming agreement between Natrona County and the Casper Biathlon Club.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Milne, second by Commissioner Kaufman, to remove the grooming agreement off the table, or put it back on the table, however it's supposed to be. Anyway, any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. At this point, the chair would entertain a motion to approve the grooming agreement between Natrona County and the Casper Biathlon Club.
Mr. Chair, for the point of discussion, so moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Kaufman, second by Commissioner Hendry. Discussion? Commissioner Kaufman.
Mr. Chairman, one of the things that I brought up in work session, so I do appreciate the presentation today by 307 First. Thank you for your time. One of the things I'm really interested in is things keep happening and developing that I think we're unaware of, and we don't
Oh,
always.
no, we're on grooming agreements.
Oh,
still.
shoot. Okay. Do you want an update on that?
No.
Okay. I thought we already passed it. No, I
we
don't
just
have
took it off
anything.
the table.
Great.
Now we got to approve it.
Okay. I'm going to be quiet. I approve
Okay.
it, but sorry, I
Mr.
thought we already
Chairman-
passed it.
Is there any further discussion on the grooming agreement?
You moved it, right?
Yeah. Yes, it's been moved.
Okay.
Moved
I
second.
seconded.
Okay.
I'm-
No, you moved it and she seconded it. Is there any further discussion?
No. Brute moved, I seconded.
Okay, fine.
You remember that?
No, I don't. I'm already off to the
Just a
races,
minute
literally
ago.
on something else.
Are you okay with moving that one?
Yes.
The grooming agreement? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Any further
We're on
discussion?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Milne.
just so everybody knows, we've been at this since probably way before 8 o'clock this morning, everybody out on TV land, so please pardon the little bit of punchiness that may be occurring right now.
And we did BOE hearings. even worse.
Exactly, that's the thing, so
Okay.
please continue.
All right. Being there's no further discussion, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. The chair would entertain a motion to approve Resolution 38-21, approving 307 Horse Racing LLC to conduct pari-mutuel wagering on historic racing and simulcast events within Natrona County, Wyoming.
I would so move, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Hendry, second by Commissioner Milne. Discussion? Commissioner Kaufman.
Are you sure?
I'm ready this time.
Okay, I'm ready too. So we did have a presentation by 307 First today. I appreciated the information. I felt like it was a really good education. There's a lot of information about gambling that I think I don't have a lot of context for, or I don't have the answers to. So one of the things that I would recommend, I am going to recommend, is that we table this till the next meeting, only because I want to better understand what the Gaming Commission has as far as locations in Natrona County. So it's not that I don't like the concept. It's not that I want to slow private business down. I just want to better understand what's going on in Natrona County. So those are my comments.
Okay? So you're not moving to table at this point, but you will at appropriate?
Yes.
Okay. Further discussion? Commissioner Henry? No? Commissioner North? Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I will move to table Resolution 38-21.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
It has been moved to table Resolution 38-21. It's non-debatable. Is there,
Until the,
21st.
till the 20, it would be tabled till the 21st. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign.
aye.
Who's, was moved by Commissioner Coffin, second by Commissioner North. And it was 3 ayes. Okay.
What's that?
Okay, that's it. We have nothing else. Public comments? Anyone? Tracy, that may be the shortest list I've ever seen you bring up here.
We got a serious situation, though, and it go real fast. So, you know, Paul, you're off the hook here, so you don't have to worry. But, you know, we got some.
Tracy, your name
Tracy-
and address, please.
Tracy John Lamont, 9855 Crimson Dawn Road this week, okay, on them. But I haven't been able to move back in my house for quite a while downtown. So I got a security guard living in there now, so the opposition can't get into my house, okay? Here's the serious situation, but the lawyer's not here tonight, and I was hoping for a legal opinion on them, but we got 3 infiltrators onto the board here, so that means that guy's off the hook and that dies. I'm talking about non-natives to the county, okay? This guy, he predates my family, and he predates your family, bro. So I just got it out and remember him telling me his family goes back to the 1860s in Natrona County to start with. So those 2 guys are off the hook, and that narrows it down to 3 here. And I'm not down on outsiders or intruders, okay, on it, because you all doing a good job. But we got a little bit of maybe election fraudulent activity that snuck right by Tracy Be Good over here, okay? And it boils down to this, that we might have somebody running under a fraudulent name here on them. So that boils down, I got to stop and think about this, but I'll just put it right out there. Will the real Cindy Lou Who please stand up? You're busted, dear, on it. So that means there's a couple of people got a direct line to the Grinch that stole Christmas. And the Grinch that stole Christmas is a pretty good friend of the Lone Ranger, okay? So don't shoot the messenger. I'm just speaking for the Lone Ranger tonight on it. But my good friend over here, Michelle, always knows when I show up with a black hat, it's a bad deal. Right, Michelle? She knows how to read me pretty well, and she knows the body language quite well, too, on them. So the Lone Ranger, the rumor is, you know, he's not real happy about a commercial kitchen not being in the new lodge up there in the design. So I'm here to save all of you one last chance, but you don't have to decide now because you got between now and Christmas. But if the Grinch steals that Christmas this year because he wants that commercial kitchen, because he kind of likes to come up the mountain and visit the Lone Ranger. So I know 1 out of the 4 here is convinced that we need a commercial kitchen. And Rob, thank you for getting it halfway there on them. But anyhow, I don't want to have the guilt complex, so I'm the messenger. But it's going to be a bad story for all of you to have to tell the grandkids and the kids why there's no presents under the tree because the Grinch stole Christmas because we don't have a commercial kitchen. How does that sound? That's a joke on them, but congratulations, Brooks, to you and Larry. You got the people's choice. And I called him Arthur Murray when I went out to see him Friday night. On your ear should have been burning on him. So you're sandbagging on something else, too. You got married here recently on him. So I hate to let the cat out of the bag, and congratulations on him. So I'll let that go at that. on it, but let's all get on the same page with the lodge, and you're all off the hook. Thank God we got people come in here from the outside that are willing, yourself included. You run a good show on them, so if I had a recommendation, if you're not fighting over who wants to be the chairman next year, let's keep going the way we are, but that's your call, okay? On them, so I'm sure, just make sure you're all here and you don't do what you did to Jimmy on the first go-around. We got past all of that. So that's my humor for the night on it, and I hope you all took it in fun on them. So the last but not least is, why did we table the grooming? You know, being the cub reporter for the Casper Mountain Landowners Association's Pinecone Gazette newsletter, why did you table that last month? Can you share that with me?
Sure, we received some information regarding staffing and equipment up there that made us concerned that entering into it may be a moot point because both parties have to deliver grooming services, and there was some concern that the biathlon club would not be able to meet their side of it. And after meeting with them, we found that a lot of those concerns were.
That's good. So what you were told was rumor and didn't turn out to be fact. Do they still have an organized group and a board and all that?
Yes.
That's good. So, you know, I know the people, they're good people, and so I'm glad you got it worked out. And I was just curious. I've been asked about that. I got tipped off from within, and I'll leave it at that. But that makes me feel much better. Okay. On it at that, I'll take my hat off and be a gentleman on it, and I'll sit down and shut up. And thanks for putting up with me all the time. Okay. You're good people.
Thanks, Tracy. Good evening.
Good evening,
Mr.
Commissioners. Kyle Ridgway, CFO of 307 Horse Racing, for context of this proceeding. So it's tabled, is that December 21st?
2 weeks from tonight.
Okay. I was just asking that because I've got to either amend or move contracts around depending on when we get this approval. I can't submit to the Gaming Commission until I have this resolution too. So that's all fine. I wanted to make sure that I had that and it wasn't January or I'd amend purchase contracts. And then the only other thing that I want to offer is if there's anything specifically that our organization can provide to you or answer questions about, we're more than happy to do that and willing to meet at any time to discuss or provide information. And the Gaming Commission website does have a ton of publicly available information about locations, the amount that's coming out of those areas and everything else. So I appreciate everybody listening to us and asking questions and working through that. And again, we just want to be transparent, and anything we can do to answer questions or help, we're happy to do that. Thank you.
And I would just add, I think that most unanswered questions were not related directly to you. It was more the Gaming Commission and some of the processes they're going through, because as we spoke earlier, there's a lot of sites that popped up that we're unaware of until they're there. And so I think it has not so much to do with you. It was just getting a little clarification on some of the processes through the Gaming Commission.
That's helpful, and I appreciate that, Commissioner Botolio, and everybody else for listening to us for an hour during a long day. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
My name's Paul Roberts. I live at 1069 Park Lane in Evansville. I've owned property on the mountain for over 20 years. And I'd like to know where this new housing place is going in that you people approved. Because every house that goes in there can't be for under $500,000. That's what I was told. So is that a way to raise everybody's taxes through the roof again? Up there? My taxes on the mountain have gone up every single year in the time I've owned it, but they've depreciated my land. So I'd like you to explain to me, how do I pay more taxes on something that isn't worth very much? I have 3.5 acres up there. And then your road and bridge superintendent at the time told me I was sitting on county property. I went down to the company that surveyed it, and they actually came on my property and destroyed part of my stuff. I never pushed it. But I told the county to stay the hell off my property. And I put up markers. And I went to the survey company because they ripped out every single marker on my property, except for the corner stake, which is in the forest. They don't know where it's at, and I'm not going to tell them. But I just want you to explain to me how my taxes keep going up, but the property goes down in value. The county gave me a list of properties supposed to be around my place. Not one of them damn streets is anywhere near my place. The assessor's never available.
We have seen everything appreciate in Natrona County, everywhere. So
Then why does he get hundreds of people every year protesting? One property was valued at $1 million. I'd like to see a property up there go for $1 million with nothing on it.
And to go into how the assessor does it it's going to take hours. But to go back to your first question, the 7 lots? We don't have a say in how big a house is
Right.
or any of that. And
But where's it at? Because I've heard so many stories. It's on East End, it's on Micro Road, it's on over by Muddy Mountain. Nobody knows where exactly it is.
It's on, if you went to towards Archery Range, the last, you take the bend where there's the houses, and you go about a quarter of a mile, and it's back to your left, down in the trees.
Between K2 Tower and the Archery Range Road.
Yes.
Okay, because there was a whole bunch of places back in there. And I don't know if you guys condemned them or what, because it was all rental property, because I knew the landlord.
Yeah,
This was owned by a private person, all 7 lots.
Yeah, well, another private person bought it all and is wanting to do the development because he's my neighbor. And he just bought a big property. He bought the old quarry up there and put a big house on it.
He's the one that actually bought that, did the subdivision.
Yeah. So what about the other subdivision that they're wanting to do on the East End Road?
Well, we've never seen it. It's probably, if there's one going in, it's got to go through planning and zoning.
Well, it's already been plotted out.
It may have been plotted out, but I'm looking at Tracy. He keeps better track. I don't believe that it has gone up to planning and zoning, so it's probably working through staff at this point.
Yeah, because I know the owner of that too, so.
Okay.
Because I've done work for him. But I'm kind of my trailer lot in Evansville and my trailer is $10 less than what my property on the mountain is. And I have nothing on my property except a well that I can't even use. I have no power because the power company's trying to give me a bunch of grief over that. No, the county is. Your superintendent of road and bridge at the time gave me nothing but grief and told me I was squatting on county property. I said, show me the property lines. I know exactly where my property lines are. They start in the middle of Micro Road and go back. But half the Micro Road was divided by each landowner. Half of it was from one landowner and half of it was from the other landowner. This was developed in 1964. And he couldn't even tell me where the boundaries were, but he says, I'm on county property. They destroyed a lot of stuff on my property. They did over $4,000 damage, and I got nothing for it. I didn't ask for brand-new replacement. I says, just give me something to replace it. They tore up 3 telephone poles, and one was stainless steel that I spent quite a bit of money on. They bent it in half. It's still up there bent in half. But he says, we're not responsible for any damages. I told him, get the hell off my property, and if you ever come on, I'll shoot you. And I put up boundary markers to the easement. Because he said my water well was put on an illegal easement, or put in illegal. And I says, well, maybe I have to sue your wife, because she was the co-owner with Gary Lever who developed that lot. He put the well in. And his mouth hit the floor because Gary Lever's his brother. He says they would never do that. And I says, don't be too sure.
So, sir, could I just ask you a quick question, clarification? How long ago did this happen? Was it this year?
No, it happened quite a while back.
Okay, that's what I thought.
But after that, I wasn't allowed to talk to the snowplow driver until this year. We're not allowed to talk to him. According to Gary Lever, everything had to go through him. Or not Gary Lever, the one that was your superintendent of road and bridge, which is no longer a department, it's now under the parks. But I have one other question. Y'all said you tore down the bear trap metal shelters. All they needed was a new roof. You ripped them down. They were built in 1920s. And you said you were going to replace them. That's been a few years. I guess you're not going to replace them? You lost a lot of revenue up there. All the weddings that are taking place now are on private land, not county land.
We are in the process of getting them replaced.
What year?
We had lots of staffing issues related to it, but we are moving forward. We have locations picked. We will, as soon as possible next spring or early summer, whenever Mother Nature cooperates, we'll be installing 3 new shelters.
Okay. So, all right. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? All right. There being no one else, comments by commissioners. Commissioner North.
I have nothing tonight.
Commissioner Kaufman.
I have nothing, Chairman. Thank you.
Commissioner Milne.
I also have nothing.
Commissioner Hendry.
I hate to break the thing, so I have nothing.
And I have nothing. So with that, we are adjourned.